Hi guys, it's Coach Bray. Sorry I didn't get a chance to make a message for you last week. I've been quite ill for about a week now. Not really feeling great today, so I'm not going to keep you very long. I do want to address a couple of things. First, on your quizzes. When you guys take a quiz and it requires a short answer, I have to grade that. The system does not grade that. So please don't freak out and think that you made an 11 out of 35. I've got to come in and assign a grade to that. I've got to go grade your short answers, and then it automatically updates the grade in the system for you. So be patient. I usually get most of your guys' grades done in a couple of days. When it's Monday, Tuesday, and everybody hits me with, right now I have 21 submissions. It may take me a couple of days when there are that many submissions, but I come in every day and I try to grade everything that's been submitted that day, which, by the way, I do teach all day long. So I always come home and work on your course in the evening. So it's best to check at night to see if I've had a chance to respond. The first thing I do is go to the discussion post every day when I get home from school, and I try to respond immediately to anybody who had a PT question. And those are the ones that I go to first. So make sure that you're sending me all important questions that are private in nature to the PT area. And then I work as much as I can to grade anything that you guys submitted in the Dropbox. Overall, our grades are looking okay. I know I've got a couple of you guys that are kind of late starters, so some of your grades are improving constantly. However, the discussions are still what's kind of getting you guys. You make that initial post and then you forget to come back and do the other two that is required. You get 5 points for making the post, and then 5 for each additional post that you needed to make. So that's how you get your 15 points. So I see a lot of you guys in the red, in the green and yellow zone, which is like the B and C area, and really there should be more of you guys making A's. And a lot of it that's getting you is not really the work that you're doing, because you're doing pretty good work, and you're doing a great job of continuing to work at improving your grades, which, by the way, that's optional. If I ask you to resubmit and you don't want to, you can choose to keep the grade that you have. Please do remember that it's always best to make sure you get all your work in by Tuesday for the week. For that week, and then by that coming weekend you can check, you'll see your final grade for that week. I have it done. Usually I have it done by Wednesday or Thursday, but I try to stay on top of that, and if I'm a little behind, there's a lot going on. Sometimes it takes me a minute, but I really do try to stay on top of that. Your grammar is getting better, so I want to continue to encourage you to please use your spell check. I am planning to start taking off points. We are now getting ready to move into week 4. I typically give my classes the first 3 weeks to get acclimated, give you heads up before I start docking points. So on your discussions, although it is the student-centered, we still want to encourage you guys to use excellent grammar and writing, even if it's a phrase. So I would like to see you make sure that we don't see any little case I's, anything like that. Really work on trying to speak scholarly, okay? You will never underappreciate it. You won't regret knowing how to write and to speak very intelligently. So I promise you, I'm a doctoral student right now, and the way they push us to write, it's constantly a struggle. So do let me encourage you to understand why it is that I'm pushing you so much on your writing. And I know this is PE, but this is a class that's just as important as any other class. Also, this will be your last week that I will take any kind of late work. So those of you guys that came in late, by next Tuesday, I need everything caught up so that you don't have any penalties related. For you guys that have been in the class the entire time, starting this coming week, tomorrow is Wednesday, so we start at week 4 tomorrow. if your work is not in on time, you start losing percentage points, okay? And then there is a cutoff where I will no longer take it. So please be diligent. And I know it's a lot to manage, but a lot of classes that you guys are going to take in the future will be online. So this is really like you're getting a head start from a lot of your peers who are not choosing to do this. So as I look at our lessons from this past week, week 3 was all about the benefits. You guys wrote some amazing loved ones letters, and I've encouraged many of you to please share those with your family members and your friends. I hope you have a better understanding of risk factors and those that you can control and those that you cannot control. Controllable risk factors such as smoking and exercise and nutrition. Do you wear your seatbelt when you're in a car versus not? And then the non-controllable are like your age and your gender and heredity and, just living where you live. You can't help it if you're more susceptible to things because of where you live. This coming week, we're moving into really, really, really important week, and it's really kind of some tough information. I really want to encourage you guys. You have a quiz coming up this week, and on this week's quiz, these questions are not easy. If you have not read, you will struggle. I know this is where I start to see drop off in some of the kids' quiz grades. So I want to encourage you to decide what works for you, but maybe print off the readings, either take notes or take notes on the articles. But you need to study in some way. Prepare yourself for the quiz. And then next week, we actually, because cardiovascular fitness is so important, we actually spend 2 weeks on it. You've got some on your fitness logs. Some of you guys are doing a good job. Some of you look like you're just filling it in the same from week to week. I'll start now to make comments on that. So if you've been doing that and I really hadn't said anything, you might ought to make sure that you're actually doing what you say. And your heart rate data is going to have to improve. You cannot tell me you're sprinting and your heart rate is below 100. I have a very good understanding about where your heart rate should be. When I go back and look at your resting heart rate and all that, guys, please work on taking your pulse. Please do not make me challenge you to have a parent sign off on that. It is very important that you understand. This week we're going to talk about target heart rate zone. You're going to find your zone. When you break what's called the threshold, like when you walk over a door, that's where you're now gaining fitness benefits from the workout. And then you have your ceiling, where you do not, or your maximum heart rate, where you do not want to let your heart rate go above ever. Well, in that target zone, you want to break that threshold, but you also want to stay underneath that ceiling. So if we say that your target heart rate zone is 145 to 185, well, you don't want to go above 185. You want to try to get your heart rate above 145, even if it's 146. That's fantastic. But try not to let it go above 185. You really put yourself at a risk. Depending on your health, your experiences, you could put yourself at risk of having a heart attack, for example. So try to stay within your target zone. I'm going to start looking for that in your workouts. Okay, it's time to start pushing yourself a little more. You should be getting a little bit more comfortable with the exercise routines. So I think that is all that I have for this week. You guys are really stepping it up and doing better and better and better. And, this is week 3, so we still have a long way to go. And again, I want to encourage you to find a system that works for you. That's definitely key. And continue to reach out to me in any way that I can help you. I'm happy to help you. When you do send me messages, please title them with the title of what it is. Don't just say help for the subject. Please tell me if it's related to 4.4, my activity pyramid question. That way, if you ask me and I need to go back, or if I forgot, I told you I'd give you a chance to do it late. It just helps me go find that communication in the event that I need to look it up. So please try to help me with labeling label on that. Okay, guys, let's have another great week. Give me a few days and I'll have all of your grades for this past week in the system. Be patient with me. It's going to take me a couple of days this week. I really have a heavy load on me this week. Okay, send me a message if you have a question and I'll try to get back with you just as quick as possible. And remember, if it's ever an emergency and you need to know immediately, email me on my personal email, and that is extreme emergencies, okay? All right, have a great week. Thank you.